easily, but it's Gunstock. 100 metres to go, well clear. Still about 2.5, 3 lengths in front of Yonkers, and Gunstock switched off near the line is going to win the Coonji easily. Fully wearing it down. White Marlin up to Keats at the 50 and takes over. Then a gap Divine Diosa, and it's White Marlin, too strong. White Marlin by a length and 3/4. Grand Impact punched out by Malum, and Grand Impact won the Blue Sapphire. Shalailed second.
Welcome back to my channel for Group 1 Caulfeild Cup Day, the $5 million feature. Who will be the strongest over the distance? Will it be a front runner? Will it be a back marker? Will it be one at double figures? Very good racing this weekend. Very keen on a few here. So let's get into the winners and find the best chances. Race number 1 at Caulfeild is a Tile Importer Trophy over the 1400 metres, and there's an absolute standout in this race, and that's Kwong Tri. I think she just simply comes here and wins. She is only first up, but that's no worry here. She's a proven performer of this race. She's a listed winner. She handles heavy ground. Mick Dearborn, 57.5 kilos. Barrier 2, come on, son. Climbing Star for second was a very good maiden win, but has to come to Saturday grade now. It has to come up in grade and has to handle the heavy track, but is drawn the right barrier to do so. Barrier 5, Hell Hath No Fury, the one that's fit in the race, racing well. Blake Shin, Danny O'Brien, they team up with Vow and Declare later, and I think this horse is a good chance at 56 kilos. And Berry Bubbly, I'm actually surprised at the price of this horse. Now, I could be losing me bloody rocker here by saying this horse is over the odds, but I think he is, because he's been placed wrong. Back to a race he can win. Heavy ground doesn't really concern me. He's never seen it, but it doesn't concern me. And at 23s, I think he's over the odds. But Kwong Tri for mine, Caulfeild, race 1, 25 the win for Paddy Payne. Race number 2 at Caulfeild is the Lamaro's Hotel Grand Handicap over the 1700 metres, and mighty hard to beat is the favourite here for Damien Oliver and Nick Ryan. This horse is absolutely outstanding here, and he's like Kwong Tri in the first. He stands out. His last start run at Sandown was a beauty, where he was back in the field and he charged home to just miss out on the winning and claiming the second prize. He's handled heavy tracks before. He won at Bendigo on a heavy track, and he won another race at Bendigo over the 1300 metres on a soft 6, sorry. Damien Oliver stays on. Very likeable, this horse. He deserves to be a short price favourite, which he is, and I think he just wins here. The other one that will handle the heavy conditions of this track is St. Bathans. Ran in the Seymour Cup at listed level, comes back in grade, but we know with this horse, he'll run the distance. He handles heavy ground. 550 is a good price. Head of State. Now this is this horse's last chance for mine. He gets a blinkers on here, and Brett Preble goes back on. This is his, and he did show a lot. He showed a turnaround in Foreman running third last up, but this is his last chance for mine. And at 34s is a good price to find out. And Janira was a good winner second up, but does have a big weight for Jamie Mott. But I'm with Cap de Joie, 45 the win, race 2 Caulfeild, 7 the win to saver on St. Bathans, the heavy track horse. Race number 3 at Caulfeild is the Group 3 Caulfield Classic, and Gunstock, the Kunji winner on Wednesday, won this race last year, bolting away from its rivals, and I think Mr. Maestro can do the same thing here. He's clearly the one to beat. His last 2 wins have been incredible. The last of those coming at Fellington on a good 3, where he bolted in over the 1800 metres, and prior to that he bolted in over the same track over the 1800 metres at Fellington on a heavy 10. Handles conditions. Got the right platform to be winning here, and I think he should be. I know he is the favourite for the Derby, and he can cement himself as a short price for the Derby with a dominant win here. I think he's clearly the one to beat and will be winning this Caulfield Classic at Group 3 level. Muramasa, the one I thought is the only chance that could beat him at $5, good chance. Red Sun Sensation, 4 starts for 4 placings and a win or 2, good chance. And Hereditary at $51 I thought was the one that was over the odds in the race, but Mr. Maestro for mine, $45 to win, race 3, the Group 3 Caulfield Classic. Race number 4 at Caulfeild is the Group 3 Ethereal Stakes over the 2,000 metres, and I'm with Foxy Cleopatra in a field that's got a lot of questions about the form and a lot of questions about a lot of horses. You don't have to question this horse because I think it'll be winning here for Blake Shin with 56 kilos. Drawn wide and barrier 14, but with the track conditions, I don't see that to be a worry. This horse is had 2 starts for a third at Sandown at Metropolitan level on debut behind Najmaty. That horse went to the Group 1000 Guineas on Wednesday, though didn't handle the track and was probably a little bit disappointing. And then won at the Valley, bolting in by 3.25 lengths under Blake Shin, where he drew barrier 7 as a 220 favourite. You're getting a better price here, and I love this horse. I think it'll just simply win here. Pavitra coming out of the Flight Stakes, and that was a good form reference, and that provided the winner of the 1000 Guineas, and has a couple of horses in this field coming out of it, but she's the best chance of that form reference and does get Jamie Carr 56 kilos, good chance. Moko, the one that will handle the conditions though, is a maiden and has had quite a few chances for Mark Zara, so happy to be against. And Cabaca, a lot of boys on Get On were tipping up for this horse, and I can see why. Chris Waller, Tommy Berry, last start winner, brings it to Melbourne on the backup, can run really well here, and I thought it was over the odds at $10, but I'm with Foxy, Cleopatra in the Ethereal at Group 3 level, $35 the win. Race number 5 at Caulfeild is the listed Gothic Stakes over the 1400 metres. Damn, sounds like a horror show here. But I am with Eponymous and Angry Skies. I found it very hard to split them both, and I'll tell you why now. The conditions of the race probably fall into the hands of Angry Skies because he has had the wet track, well, heavy track run and won. But Eponymous is probably the classier horse. So I really couldn't split both of these horses. You know, Chris Waller for Brett Preble on Eponymous was really good at the Valley behind KGB last start. And Angry Skies for the Hayes team for Blake Shin is a good chance as well. Sketch for third, bolted in for its maiden, though beat nothing. And I think it was a little bit disappointing last start, but Michael Price and Mick Kent Jr. are absolutely flying. Look at what they did with Grand Impact on 1000 Guineas Day. It bolted in and was always going to win from where it was in position. Lincoln Square, the one for fourth. I think that this is its run to show something here for John McNeil and Greg Ewell, and I'm keen to see how it goes, drawing barrier for good barrier. But Eponymous and Angry Skies for me in the listed Gothic Stakes, 15 to win on both of them. I honestly found it hard to split them both. Race number 6 at Caulfeild is the listed Alinghi Stakes over the 1100 metres. And I'm with Malava here. I cannot believe you're getting $7 about this horse. Daniel Moore on for Phillip Stokes, 59 kilos from there. Yes, she's got to carry the weight, but she draws beautifully in barrier 6. She's going to handle the conditions. One start on heavy for a second. Loves his distance range over the 1100 metres. 7 starts for the 4 wins, a second and a third. 2 for 2 at the track and distance. And 2 for 3 at Caulfeild. So I think this horse is clearly the one to beat. You're getting a spoil at $7. I'm very keen on this horse. Melba Storm, I thought, was a good chance for second. 6 from 14. Good winner last start in Morphettville, or at Morphettville, over the 1250. It was a 250 favourite and won that day by 1.5 lengths. Comes back to Victoria and I think can really show up here for John McNeil. Third up. Good record, 2 from 2 third up, and 1 start for the 1 second on heavy, so good chance. A very fine red comes down from Sydney for Josh Parr, and does have the Sydney form, and obviously we've seen what that's done over the Carnival so far. And Najmaty, I was happy to take this horse on as favourite. First up, needs dry ground, was in good form last preparation, but needs dry ground, drawn wide. I can't see it winning. But Malava for mine, 25 to win and 3 each way on the Ruffy, Melba Storm in the listed Alinghi Stakes. Race number 7 at Caulfeild is a Group 2 Caulfield Sprint over the 1000 metres. They're going to burn rubber here. And the early scratching of Bo Rosser is interesting here, but I'm with Generation. Coming out of the premium form reference in the Group 1 level, being the Moyer over the 1000 and ran 4th to Coolangatta, Ballina, Patina and Zeus Style. Paolele was a bit unlucky in that race, so we saw what he did last weekend. He won impressively. I think another one out of the Moyer will come out, and that's Generation. He'll win this weekend, and that'll prove a good form reference going forward for the 2 horses that'll go into the Manikato next weekend in Ballina, Patina and Coolangatta. Dragonstone has the heavy track form, can win. Sydney form comes down for Timmy Clark and Mark Newnham. Ashford Tree is just a bomb on wet ground. Tio Nugent, 53, second up. I'm expecting massive improvement from this horse. And Express Pass, the other one I thought could run a race, but is only first up, but drawn barrier 5 and does have Damien Oliver aboard. But I'm with Generation 35 the win, 4 each way on Ashford Street is the one I think could run a race. Race number 8 at Caulfeild is the Group 2 Tristarc Stakes over the 1400 metres for the mares, and I am with Flying Mascot. I made a prediction in my video the other day on her journey to the Group 1 that she'd be winning this, and I'm not dropping up her just because she draws barrier 13. She won't be getting in trouble from out there. She's going to handle the ground. She was on a heavy track when she won her trial recently, and she plowed through the ground. Chain of Lightning has beaten her before, but she was only first up Flying Mascot, so I'm happy to be with her. $9 is an absolute spoil. Third up, 2 from 3 third up, and you got to remember that her 2 third up wins have come where she was peaking and she was at the right time, being it was the Mannerism on the Matron at Flemington and the Tessio Stakes last spring, and she was dominant that day. So I think you've got to be with Flying Mascot here. She was going to handle the ground. Third up, right time, distance perfect. It all leads to her winning for mine. 57 kilos for Blake McDougall. Come on, man. $9, seriously. Chain of Lightning can win. I'm not going to say she can't. She can win. But I thought last start she was disappointing as the odds-on favourite. Well, pretty well the odds-on. Drawn nicely at barrier 7 for Luke Nolan and Peter Moody. But will her wheels be spinning in the heavy ground? That's the question that needs to be answered here. Kissonallfourcheeks is probably going to get too far back, and Tycoon Evie I thought was a great chance at the odds, considering her run last start running 4th at Flemington under Mare's grade. It was a very good run, but is drawn wide here in barrier 16. But for mine, Flying Mascot is the winner of the Group 2 Tristarc, 45 the win, very confident. Race number 9 is the Group 1 Caulfeild Cup for Carlton Draught, $5 million worth of prize money here, and it's over the 2,400 metres. I know that I've done a run-up preview, but I thought I'd just run them through quickly again. Smoking Roman's clearly the one to beat. Numerian for second, $12, good chance. Non-conformist aimed at this race, $10. Ran second to Incentivise last year, great chance. Charlie Rhodes over the odds at $81, and my strategy for the race is 35 to win Smoking Romans, and 10 each way on Numerian, the roughie, at $12. Race number 10 at Caulfeild, the get out of the day is a Ned's Munga Stakes over the 1400 metres at Group 2 level. And I'm with Bandersnatch to finish today with the key scratching in Ayrton. I was with Ayrton until he was scratched. He now goes to Sydney. Or he might be scratched from there too. I haven't checked the fields yet. But second up, Bandersnatch, 2 from 7 with 2/3 second up. Loves heavy ground, 2 wins from 6 starts with a second and a third. He's a very good horse, this. I think he can win this. Giant McNeil, 58 kilos, drawn wide, barrier 14. You could be wanting to get wide on the day, and this is where this horse is going to be in the last, and I really think he's the one that you want to be with in the get-out. Hawks, McNeil, good wet tracker. That's the way I'm going to be playing the last in the Group 3 Munga Stakes. Old Flame, yes, was good. Had excuses last weekend. But the question I would have asked, if he was a good horse, he would have run on well. The race shape did not set up well for him. Lady of One is your leader here, and Catalyst, if he could return to anything like his best, would be a great chance here. But Bandersnatch for mine in the get out, 25 to win in the Group 3 Munga Stakes. I'm quite confident actually at $7. Thank you very much for watching my preview for Caulfeild Cup Day. This does bring the curtain down on the Caulfeild Cup Carnival, but the carnivals keep going next weekend with the Cox Plate Carnival, which is going to be roped with the running of the Manikato and the Cox Plate over 2 days. Quite excited for that carnival, and then of course the next big carnival is over the Cup week for the Flemington Carnival, which I'll be attending in Melbourne. So quite keen for that. But see you next week for the preview of the Manikato and the Cox Plate. And thank you for watching.